Welcome to Advanced Data Analysis 1 with me, Erik Erhardt, Professor of Statistics at the University of New Mexico. In this video, I will help you get started with installing software you need for being successful in this course. So here's the course website, statacumen/teaching/ADA1. From my website, statacumen, you can get to it from the Teaching tab, Teaching ADA1, or if you happen to be at the home page, I've also provided this link right at the top, Advanced Data Analysis 1, so you can click that. Also, searching for this course comes up pretty easily in Google or Bing it if you want. So we'll scroll down to before the first day, step 0. Here's our instructions for the Precourse software installation and survey. That's what I'm about to take you through very quickly. If we continue to scroll down, there's a timetable that we're coming up to and a basic structure of the course. And here's the install survey. Read the install, that's what we're about to go look at on the Learn website. Video install, that's this video. And then the quiz I'd like you to take, a pre-course survey that I'd like you to take after this. So I'm going to click Read the install. It'll bring me to UNM Learn, and I'll log in here. And so here is our course webpage on UNM Learn. This is our course management system. And I'll go to 00, Install Software and Survey. Some of these names may change by the time you get here. And here's what we need to do. We need to create a Google account. Most of you will probably already have a Google account. That's pretty standard for people these days because of the way we're going to do peer review. We're going to use CrowdGrader to do peer review. That is, we're all going to submit assignments up to the CourseGrader website, and then we're all going to evaluate a random set of homeworks from others in the course. And I'll explain more of how that works in class. So if you don't already have a Gmail or Google account, go ahead and click this link. And when you do click on those links from Learn, you'll get this external URL error. You'll need to click on it a second time. But this is how you sign in. It's pretty basic. We've all done this 100 times on lots of websites. So go ahead and create your Google account and make sure, obviously, to keep track of what your account name is. CrowdGrader is the next thing. This is going to use your Google account address, and it just uses it to make sure that you are a human. So if I open up CrowdGrader link, I'll get this URL message, and then I'll open that. Here's the CrowdGrader login. And so you'll click Login here. You'll authenticate with your Google account information. And because I've logged in recently and didn't log out, it brought me right to this page. So you'll just log in with your Google information, and this is where you will be able to join the assignments that I create for you for homework in order to post those assignments. The most important installation here, well, CrowdGrader is pretty important if you want to get grades, is R in RStudio. This is going to be our environment for writing, for computing, and for doing analysis, and for the synthesis of all those in a reproducible research structure. I am so excited about doing reproducible research with you this semester, and I hope that you will find it as valuable as I have through my recent career. So if you are a Windows person, you can click the Windows link. If you're a Mac person, you can click the Mac link, and these will bring you to the specific pages for installing R. R is a programming language designed specifically for statistical analysis, though it has taken on a bigger life than that in the last 5 or 6 years. And it became more popular than SAS for doing statistics around 2010, and it's pretty much beating everything. I think this is the right direction for everyone to go. So if you're on Windows, go ahead and click this top link. It downloads an executable file to your computer. It's a big one, 62 megs, and go ahead and do that installation. On this other tab, we have got the Mac install, and there's a package file here that you'll download and install. If you happen to be running an older version of Mac OS X, there is an old folder down here for previously released versions of R that work on older versions of Mac OS X. And if that's you, good luck. You have to click in here and then scroll down and figure, okay, I had Mac OS X from 2008. I'll try one of these. You'll be suffering a bit because a lot of packages, every package has been kept up to date and not built under your old version. So this is an area where staying current is very helpful. Let me give you the briefest of tours of R. Oh, I need to install RStudio first too. So once R is installed, then go to RStudio. This is a second program. RStudio is a wrapper or a graphical user interface for R. It makes the R programming experience way better. It keeps things contained. It has specific windows to do specific things. We want to download the desktop. So I'm just scrolling down to download RStudio Desktop. And on this page, we'll have, I'm going to zoom in here, a little too far, installers for supported platforms. Okay, if you're a Windows person, you can click on this link. If you're a Mac person, you can click on this link. And if you run Linux, you're probably smarter than all of us. You've got Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat, OpenSU, SE, in all the flavors you want. So go ahead and download and install the RStudio that you want. Now, R is the program that's going to run on your computer and do the computations. But RStudio is a layer on top, and so I'm going to run RStudio. On my computer, I'm a Windows person. This works for Mac too in a slightly different way. Windows people, you can press your Windows key. I'm going to press my Windows key right now. Tap. And then notice in the bottom left there's the search program and files. If I start typing there, RST for RStudio, the top hit is RStudio. Now I'll press enter and I've run the program without hunting around with my mouse and clicking. If you're a Mac person, I believe it's Command spacebar. That will bring up your program launcher and you can start typing there. Alright, so we're looking at the RStudio file right here, or program here, and we've got it starts by telling us what the R version is, when that version was released. Every version has a cute name. World Famous Astronaut is this one, and it does say that you can type demos, open and close parentheses for some demos. You can look for help, and you can quit. Okay, we will soon have other videos here to show off some of the power of RStudio. The comment I have here on the web page is to type install.packages ggplot in quotes. So I'm going to press Control C to copy that, and I'll go back to RStudio and I'll paste here. And so if I press this, if everything's working, it should go out to the internet. It may ask you for a CRAN, what do you call it? The CRAN is a repository. You see it just downloaded a package there to my computer. Now it's going to unpack that package and install it into R. ggplot stands for Grammar of Graphics, and it's a plotting package we'll use throughout the semester. So that's confirmed for me that R has been working on my computer. Alright, so I'm going to do Q, open and close parentheses, and press enter. That will quit. Alright, most of the way there. We're going to create posters in this course, and with those posters we're going to have an introduction and a discussion section, and we'll have some citations. Mendeley is what we're going to use to manage those citations. So I'm going to control click on Mendeley. It opened a new tab up here. Go to the Mendeley website, and it goes to my dashboard because I have an account here. But if you scroll down, you'll find the download Mendeley free link. And once you click that, it auto-detects what sort of computer you're on. I'm on a Windows computer, so it chooses the right one for me. And then you can click download and get that, and then go ahead and install that. They also have Mac over here to the right and Linux. And you can also have this on your phone for some reason. Alright, I'll close this. So now we've got Mendeley installed. The last piece of software is LaTeX. LaTeX is a very powerful typesetting tool for documents of all types, whether you're typesetting music or chess games or just writing an article with mathematics in it and producing plots. LaTeX does it all, though it is a markup language and it requires some learning. But we're going to use it without having to learn a lot for our poster at the end of the semester. So if you click on this link, it will bring us to a page at CTAN, the Comprehensive Tech Archive Network. And if I scroll down a little bit, we've got installations for Windows. That's MikTeX. It's something I've been using for about 15 years. I love it. It's very easy to keep all my packages up to date. And then if you're a Mac person, there's MacTeX. And if you're a Unix or a Linux person, there's Tech Live. So we have installations for each of those. And I recommend going ahead and installing that early in this semester so that we can make sure that everyone can compile their posters early on. Here's the mascot for tech. All right. The last thing I'd like you to do is before the semester begins, and I'll give you a few days into the first week to get this survey done. There's a Precourse survey, so I'm going to click this link here. And there's a few things we'll be using this survey for. I ask that you enter your last and first name, separated by a comma, and your student ID number, your Gmail account address. This is for CrowdGrader. I need this to know which grades belong to you. If I don't get that from you, you won't get grades. So, also I've been tracking each semester which course objectives are important for you to achieve, because I want to emphasize the things that are important to you. So I have 13 course outcomes listed on the website, and so read through and check all the ones that apply to you. Okay, and then I also want to know, of all of those, which one is most important to you. And so you can go ahead and check whichever one that is. And then there's a set of questions that we're using to participate in a larger study, National Science Foundation grant funded study about project-based statistical education, because I've spent a lot of time this summer with one of my TAs, Chantel Andrews, to flip our class. Rather than lecture in class and then send you home to struggle at home, we're going to do a lot of lecture outside of class, like this video, and like readings. And then in class we're going to do projects so that you'll struggle with the rest of us. There's still going to be struggle, because struggle is what's required to learn something, but you're going to have support. And so the remaining questions here are about who you are and why you're taking the course and things like that. And we want to understand who you are and how we can best meet your needs to be successful in this class and to use this material later in your careers. So that's that's what I'd like you to do before we start class. And So that gets us through class 0. Look forward to this semester. Thanks for listening.